Welcome back to No Kudos Sports, where we're moving on to the AFC South, the division where anything can happen, and usually does. As always, we hope you enjoyed the previous videos and appreciate your continued viewership. We'd also love it if you'd hit the like and subscribe buttons so that we can make sure you always get our latest content about the NFL, as well as other sports-related content that'll be coming down the pike in the near future. We're also really interested to hear what you have to say about each topic we discuss, so please post your comments below so we can see how you feel about the AFC South or anything else you might want to chime in about. Let's start with the Colts, who are hoping to reclaim their former glory, with Jonathan Taylor hoping to regain his 2021 form that seemingly went into the witness protection program last year. It wasn't all his fault, though, and his production this year will be a huge factor in whether the Colts improve. At quarterback, will it be Richardson or Uncle Rico leading the way? I think Buckner and the boys will bring the heat on defense, and the Colts are primed to rebound in the upcoming season. Maybe just a small rebound, though. Perhaps a game or two better than last year. But with breaking news always happening in training camp, Taylor has asked for a trade. So let's put that rebound on hold and change it to regress instead. The Tennessee Titans window seemed to be closing, but they got a nice jolt of promise by signing D-Hop to lead their stable of young receivers, with King Henry and newbie Ty J. Spears carrying the rock, along with the three-headed monster of Tannehill, Willis, and Levis at quarterback bringing their variety of skills. It should be an interesting year in Nashville. I just wish they wouldn't use the Oilers uniforms as throwbacks, though, since the team was kidnapped from Houston by Bud Adams. Not to mention that seeing those unis will give heartburn to all the fans in the 7-1-3. Let's move on to the team with nothing to lose, those pesky and still rebuilding Houston Texans. Grabbing local favorite DeMeco Ryans as their head coach has infused some energy into both the organization and fan base. But Ryans doesn't have the all-stars that he had with the Niners, so don't expect a drastic turnaround this season. One bright spot is they did get a nice haul on defense in the draft, and should have beat the Cowboys in that late-season choke job last year, so there are signs of hope in Houston. Not the least of which is a ticked-off young quarterback in C.J. Stroud, who has a chip on his shoulder from feeling dissed by some in the lead-up to the draft. Finally, let's take a trip to Duval to wrap things up in the division. What a year last year for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and on the heels of a disaster that was the Urban Meyer experiment, no less. Trevor Lawrence really took to Peterson's approach, and the entire team gathered confidence like a freight train as the regular season came to a close. Did the Bolts gift wrap that playoff game for the Jags? Maybe, but they still had to make some stops and put all those points on the board. They even had a respectable showing in the following week in KC, so things are definitely looking up in Jacksonville, and we expect a very exciting campaign out of them this season. So let's wrap up the division as we see it for 2023. The Jaguars appear to be the class of the division and shouldn't have a problem wrapping up the division barring injuries. The way they finished last season and the confidence that instilled in them definitely will carry over to this season. The Titans appear to be the second team in the division, but I don't think they'll have enough juice to make it to the dance. The Colts are still finding their way and will need some time to establish the continuity they'll need to compete for the division and potentially get a new running back. And the Texans round things out with a bunch of fresh faces that probably won't win a bunch of games, but will give a few teams a scare and a glimpse of the potential this team has that may not be that far from competing for a wild card. There you have it, one playoff team from the AFC South. What do you think? Did we get it right, or did we miss something obvious that makes you question our sanity? Definitely let us know in the comments section, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. We're excited that the NFL season's almost here, and can't wait to see you in the next segment on the AFC West. Until next time, football fans.